If you're new to the channel, my name is Heather Ness. I'm an intuitive numerologist and spiritual mentor. And first of all, if you are new to the channel, or if you're not new and you haven't subscribed yet, please do it right now. The button is right there. By subscribing, it really shows me support. Obviously, it doesn't cost you anything to do that, but it does definitely allow me to grow my channel. I am a little bit newer channel, and my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers in the next 90 days or less. And so I would much appreciate it if you click that subscribe button right now before we move forward. Perfect. Thank you for doing that. Much love for doing that. You know, obviously January is a month when a lot of people do like New Year's resolutions. You know, I actually want to rephrase the New Year's resolution, because many times we hear New Year's resolution and it's not something that has like staying power, right? It's something that I'm going to go and I'm going to do and I'm going to do like really committed to it, but it usually like fades out in 2 or 3 months, right? And sometimes it fades out much faster. I can't tell you how many times I started a new diet January 1st, but you know, it's one of those things that doesn't really have like staying power. So for this year myself, what I'm going to rename it to is a promise to myself, right? So instead of a New Year's resolution, I'm going to make like a secret promise to myself of those things that I really want to have or achieve or accomplish this year. I really feel like this is going to be a year where people are going to really be able to make moves in a very positive way, as long as you're following your joy, right? Sometimes we move forward with things because it makes logical sense. Financially, we can see where it's going. And sometimes we hold back on the things that, like, the path isn't as clear, or the forward, you know, how it's going to help us make money isn't as clear, or the benefit. But what I really feel that we're being called to do right now in this month, January 2025, is to move forward with things that bring us joy, things that make us happy, things that really light us up, things that excite us. I feel like this is really where abundance is going to be, but it's going to be in a way that like we didn't expect it to be. So I'm not saying go quit your 9-to-5 job and go do this thing that makes you excited. But what I am saying is that realize that you can do both. Realize that this new thing that excites you, that brings you joy, that lights you up inside, that when you think about or talk about, like, you radiate happiness, is something that you can do while you're doing your basic 9-to-5, right? While you're doing your other things, while you're doing the logical thing that makes you, you know, moves you forward. This thing that lights you up, you can do. The key is that it doesn't have to be like big action. Many times when we think we have to do something, we think we have to make like this drastic change. It has to be so severe or so like, you know, sure and so committed. Like on our mind, at least for me, I know that unless I go way extreme, it's like, am I fully committed? But what I'm realizing as I'm becoming more seasoned as a person, in years of experience on this earth, I'm realizing that many times the biggest change comes from not big changes, but small, consistent changes. Small, manageable things that don't feel overwhelming. The key is to follow your joy this month. It's really to follow your joy this year. This year, I really feel is going to be a year of like coming back to who we are and like what makes us happy. And the most successful people with the biggest gains this year are going to be the people that follow their joy. So if it makes you happy and it lights you up, find a way to intertwine it into your daily life. Find a way to move that idea forward. You know, like this right here for me, I love talking to all of you. I love sharing my insights. I love sharing my thoughts. And I love being here, hopefully for people that are looking for a little more joy in their life, looking for something that's very high vibration, and that's looking for a way back to themselves. I have found personally that my spiritual rediscovery, like I like to call it, has been more of like a coming home to who I am in the deepest level. And I really feel that this is going to be a month and a year, like a month to start off a rediscovery of who we are on the deepest level. I think one of the reasons why we're really being called this month to share the message of like follow your joy, follow your happiness, is because remember, like attracts like. When you put out in the world love and happy and joyful energy, you're going to, when you radiate that kind of energy out, it reflects back to you, right? That energy is reflected back to you. And so remember that the more happiness we follow and the more joy we have, the more happiness and joy we receive. And that right there is really like the message that I want to share for the month is, you know, it's about diving into who I am and what makes me happy. Instead of New Year's resolutions, we're going to do self-commitments. We're going to do a sacred promise to ourselves. And then take inspired, aligned action towards that thing that brings you joy, towards that vision, that goal, that life, that business, whatever it is, right? Take a small and steady step. Make a commitment to yourself that you do something small each and every day that moves you forward to that success. Because I really feel that this is going to be a year where when people lean into their joy and their happiness, it's going to be reflected back to them in a really big way. You know, I also saw like a very like ethereal dragon when I was meditating. And to me, the dragon represents like strength. It represents wisdom. And that really goes along beautifully with the color that I got. You know, the color purple is very like, it's like where the spiritual divine like energy meets the physical world. And so when those two things come together, it's going to be like, it's really beautiful. It brings you to a place that can bring you an infinite amount of abundance and prosperity and also joy. Because sometimes we view prosperity and abundance as separate than joy. Like we have to do this thing that brings us that financial abundance, but it doesn't necessarily light me up or make me excited. And this is going to be a year that we're going to find that those two things really connect. Dragon also really represents like manifestation in a huge way. It's a very like positive, auspicious kind of symbol. And I really feel that this is the start of like something really expansive for everyone. It's something that's going to really expand in a really beautiful way. That brings you more joy and happiness and love into your life, and also abundance. And you know, whatever that abundance means to you, it's just really a beautiful time. So I encourage you this month to dive into your heart, dive into really what makes you happy. Take some time out to write down those sacred personal self-promises. We're not doing New Year's resolutions. We are doing sacred self-promises. And then take inspired, aligned action. Nothing drastic, nothing hard, just a little bit. Make a commitment a little bit every single day to move you towards your future. Because this is going to be a year that they're going to be like quantum leaps. Things are going to happen when you follow your joy. I feel like things are going to happen in your life that are not explained. Like you're gonna be like, wow, that was so like magical how that happened. That was so unexpected how that happened. Remember, when it comes to manifestation, the key is to take a line action towards what you want, but be open to receiving that in a way that was unexpected. Because many times things happen in a way that sort of like is intertwined, but different than what we could imagine. And I really feel like in 2025, people are going to have quantum leaps, which is really kind of interesting because the energy of a 9 universally is a release time. But I feel like this is a release of who we were or how we were, or like old paradigms or old ideas, and moving into a new time, a transformative time that's going to like quantum leap us into a new like timeline, a new life of true abundance and joy. And so such a beautiful message. I'm so excited to be able to share that with you. I just want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to watch my video and spend some time with me. I truly enjoy spending time with you. And if you are enjoying my content, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, show me some love. I would love to hear your sacred promise to yourself. What is a promise that you are making to yourself for your joy, for your happiness, for whatever lights you up? I would love to share in that that personal ritual, if you will. Thank you all. Much love. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.